All right, welcome to Who Told the Journalist, episode 1. I'm here with my boy Santiago, you feel? Jaw feel?
I'm here with my man, Cuzzo.
Yes, sir. We in this. Tenet, how
Tenet.
are our feelings?
Well, you want me to go first?
Yeah. Shoot.
Okay. Well, I, I'm gonna try to suppress since we're just doing like our initial thoughts. We can
Right.
get into spoilers later. What I've never been the biggest Nolan fan. He's a great filmmaker,
Mm-hmm.
but something about his movies with me don't always click.
Right.
But I really enjoy him as a filmmaker. This movie is so focused on it's so intricate. It's like a
Right,
Rubik's
yes.
cube, and it's the action in this movie is action I've never seen before. So
Yeah.
just for that alone, I loved the action aspect. I mean, there are people fighting each other, going backwards in time and going forwards in time at the same time. It's
It's
like it's just
insane.
ridiculous. It's insane. So in I do love the cast. Robert
Yes.
Pattinson did a great job. So I was going in with sort of a mixed mind, not knowing what exactly I feel,
Yeah.
but I came out actually really enjoying it. So that's sort of my thoughts. What did you
Yeah.
think, Cuz?
I really liked James Harden's character. He was dope. The protagonist. I tried to look
Who?
on Google. I tried to look on Google
Who?
for a
Who's
name. That's his name.
John David
The
Washington?
protagonist. Yeah.
The
John David Washington.
protagonist.
I know. He looks like James Harden to me. A little bit. Lower beard and not as
Yeah,
crazy hair.
James Harden wishes he is skillful.
We'll get to them later.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
suppress
we'll
that for now.
get into that later.
But
Um,
the movie blew my mind actually.
yeah.
For the first half, I had no idea what was going on. Can't even lie.
Oh, yeah. I
It
don't think
was
you're supposed to.
Yeah, it was really hard to follow, and I like that about the movie how they brought it back together
Oh,
in
yeah.
the second half.
It keeps you intrigued. Like
Right.
it keeps
It's
you
like
interested enough.
I was so focused on like trying to figure out like what was happening. So much stuff just caught me off guard and stuff, but
Yeah.
it was really good in my opinion.
And originally, I thought sort of the villain in the movie was going to be this two-dimensional
Right.
guy, but he actually turned out to also do a really good job. So I can't remember. I'm blanking on the actor's name, but he did really good in it too.
Yeah.
How does this line up for you with other Nolan movies? Because obviously you've seen
It
Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, I've seen The Dark Knight and
Inception.
Inception.
Yeah.
Sadly. But it it fits Christopher Nolan. I think
Oh yeah, I mean this is 100% completely a
it
Nolan.
embodies him, and
Mhm.
especially going from watching Inception, it's similar in the aspect that he tried to make such a complex universe.
Yeah, the complexity of both movies sort of match.
I think
Obviously,
that's something that Nolan does really well is just creating a new universe,
a
pretty
new world,
much.
absolutely.
Like a completely new world, and he
And
did
it
that
takes
great in The Dark Knight as well, bringing us into like that Gotham-esque Batman
yeah.
world, you know.
Mhm.
So
100%. And it takes you a minute to sort of get used to it. Like I wasn't really fully into this movie
right.
until, like half an hour in and
I
I
forget what
will
part
say-
it was that you looked over to me and gave me the thumbs up, confirming
well,
that you.
well, I remember what that was. That was we can get to that in spoilers. But what I will say is the we we saw this with a couple of friends, and after we got out of the movie, everyone was like, "What's with the sound editing?"
Right,
Like,
right. Oh my god.
and it's
I
so
swear to God.
obvious. Like this, he's gotten heat on this for a lot of his
Yes,
movies, and
it was beyond loud
it's
in
just
that movie theater.
this is a loud movie, and we saw it
Right.
in IMAX.
We saw it
We
in
got early
IMAX,
access,
so it was much louder than it would have been in a normal
100%.
theater.
And
So
like the score is very intense, and you're very
yes,
sort of on the edge of your
yes.
seat. but I like
The
that.
score brings you into the movie. It brings you
Oh,
into the
100,
intensity of what's going on.
100%. And I think what's so great about, you have to see this movie in a theater.
Yeah.
I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
recommend it any other way, because
Or
it's,
I
you gotta
mean
get a
when it comes out, if you get yourself some nice headphones,
oh
but
yeah,
just watching it
it's
on like
definitely worth watching
a normal
regardless.
TV screen with those speakers, I don't think it would capture the same feel
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No,
that
no.
it brings
I
off.
definitely recommend seeing this in a theater if you can, with the
Yes,
right safety
definitely.
precautions or whatever. But the sound editing, there will be like this loud action happening, and
Mm-hmm.
characters are talking to each other, and you're like, what are they
You
saying?
right, you have no
I
idea.
just
I
don't
needed
understand.
subtitles that entire movie.
Oh yeah,
I
this
looked over
movie
to a
would
one
actually work.
and we were like, where are the subtitles at? Where's the button? It was only us
I'm,
in there.
I'm not a big subtitles advocate, but for that movie, I feel
Yeah.
like that would have been helpful.
It's also been it's been a while since I've watched a movie without subtitles, so
Right. Well, because we're stuck at home. This is the first
right.
movie we've seen in a theater in a long time.
I haven't been
It'd be
since
really nice.
Uncut Gems, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I saw The Invisible Man right before COVID started, or that
Yeah.
right before lockdown started. But we've got our general thoughts out of the way. I guess we can just say, do we recommend it? And I don't know, do you want to give a rating? And we can really go over this.
I think it would be hard for me to give a solid rating,
Mhm.
but I can give it rating based off of my first watch. But I really do feel like I need to see this again to
Oh yeah, this
like
is a movie
understand it
to
and know
fully
what's going on.
appreciate it. Absolutely, you need to have
Cause like I feel like half of the movie is figuring out the how things work
right.
basically, and like
Mhm.
trying to wrap your head around the science of what's going on. I guess
And once you know that for a second viewing, I
right.
think it'll
Once
either
you
enhance it or you'll like it less. So I that'll be interesting.
yeah.
To see.
So I look forward to seeing it again. But based off
I,
of my
I
first
really enjoyed it.
go on.
I really yeah I really enjoyed it, and I think all of us did really.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, off my first listen, I'll probably give it a hearty 7.5.
I'd give it a light 8. I really
Light
enjoyed
8.
it.
Yeah, I feel like it's in that ballpark. I'd say more 7.5, strong
Right.
7, as
Okay.
Fantano would say. So
Well,
onto the spoilers.
spoilers. Right.
If you haven't
So
seen
if
the
you haven't
movie,
listened,
skip
we
this
could put
section.
time codes down, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what time we're at right now.
If we're
7:53. I'll give you the timestamp of when we stop talking about this in the description.
unless we're lazy and we forget.
Right. So
Well-
all right. It starts off with the orchestra scene, which I was a little confused about after the movie. I was like, why is this even there? Because it really didn't mean a whole lot, other than the fact that the fact that what's his name, Robert Pattinson's character, was there with him when that happened.
Right.
I feel like that's the only reason why that was there, is to explain how he's been there for the whole time, pretty much.
I will say I really did like that.
I did.
So-
I loved that sequence. It
Starts
was
out.
it was
just
very
at
interesting.
100 miles per hour.
Right.
And,
They just hit you with it immediately.
and it's just it's really there's never really a break in this movie. Like I
Right.
don't feel like there's a point where I'm like, hey, rest.
There's no spot to breathe. It's
no.
just coming
It's
at
always,
you
something is always happening.
90 miles an hour, nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that about this movie. That's also what I liked about Uncut Gems, is like it was really like in your face, and like
Right.
the shit is happening right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Pardon my language, of course.
I don't think little kids are going to be listening to this. But I think I really like the opening scene. Well, I guess we didn't really cover a whole lot of the performance. What did you think of John David Washington, the main character?
I thought he did a great job of developing his character. For the first part of the movie, I think I told you this after we watched it. I was like, I felt he was a little like bland, like you could almost tell that he was acting the part or something at some points. And I felt like by the end of the movie he really stuck with me, and I liked him a lot.
Yeah, I think the longer you're with his character, you kind of
Right.
ease up with him,
The more you
and
grow on him.
he grows on you. And
Mm-hmm.
I think Robert Pattinson for me was probably my favorite performance. Although I think
Yes.
most of the characters in this could really be acted by anyone,
Oh,
because I
I can't. I don't know the actor who played Andre, but I feel like he did a really good job of playing that
wait,
villain.
which one was Andre?
Andre is the woman's husband.
Oh, right, the mean
Yeah,
villain.
the mean villain.
Yeah, he was very good. But I've seen reviewers say this, and I really agree. I think the star of this movie really is Christopher Nolan,
Oh yeah,
because just him as like making up this story,
the fact
the,
that he
the
was able to
looks
come
of
up with this is just
right, the
insane.
cinematography, he really knows how to draw you into a scene. The storytelling's amazing,
Right.
um, and it probably took years for him to really think this plot out because it's so complex.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, yeah.
I thought Christopher Nolan did a fantastic job in at least coming up with the physics and the
Oh yeah.
this whole universe basically just how it
Mhm.
works and stuff is just very creative to me.
And
So
all
I
of
can
his
agree with
movies
that.
are a
All of
new
his
sort of
movies, yeah.
universe. They're such a fresh take,
Right.
and he's more of a mainstream director now. But I think he's one of our best in the mainstream because he's making new
Yes.
ideas, and he's kind of like Quentin Tarantino in a way where it's a new sort of fresh take on something.
Right. Like he has his own creative ideas, which I love in
Absolutely.
movies. I hate when they keep rebooting stuff and trying to reimagine old themes and it's like, come up with something new.
The
And I
reason why
like
those
that
old
he can
movies
do
are so
that.
good is because they're new, because they were
Right,
new
they
at the
were original ideas at the time.
right.
Everything started as an original idea. The more you
Exactly.
remake it, the more it loses that.
You can't ride on nostalgia forever, and
Mm-mm.
um, uh, something Nolan does really well is he brings something new to the table in almost every movie he's done.
Right.
So it looks like this looks great.
Yeah.
Um, the cinematography is second to none. A lot of things work with this movie. One problem I did have
Mm-hmm.
was there were a lot of things where I was like, I don't know why they're doing this. Like
Oh
at
yeah.
the end of the movie, they're running up on someone.
Right.
The whole army is running up
They
on
yes,
somebody. You
they
don't
ran up and they started busting at no at people they didn't even know. Like we had no idea who these
know.
people were. They were
So
just like
confused.
they're just some type of army posted up. They were I don't know. They never explained like why they were gonna be fighting.
I was sort of lost, and then there were a couple of
Yeah.
moments like that.
Yeah, a
Um,
couple moments in that movie where I just felt like, what is the point of the and most of those moments for me they wrapped it up. Like with the when they had the person in all black gear and the gas mask and stuff, when he kept running through them in reverse. How they
right.
tied that back in the end of the movie
Oh,
where it
yeah.
was him.
It is
Oh
masterfully
my
done.
god, it was just mind blowing to me,
Right.
at some
Here's
parts.
what you were talking about, the moment where I sort of gave you the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Where this movie really turns for me is when they show you everything they've done, and then when
Yeah.
he goes back and goes in basically reverse, and
When
he's the guy driving that car. I was like,
Yes, the
oh,
complete
that is
turning
genius.
point for that movie was the red room and the blue room scene.
Yep. That's
That it
when that.
just where they explained what was going on this whole
Mhm,
time. You were lost and
absolutely,
confused and had no idea what was happening.
exactly.
Awan was looking like he was trying to process the longest math
Our
equation of his
friend
life,
Owan.
and I was sitting there dazed and confused. I was like, "What is?" I was looking fried. I was like, "What is going on?" And then they
Uh,
wrapped it back up, and it just made so
yeah,
much
it
sense. It
really
was
comes
good. It
together
was great. It was
that
great.
when you see that, you're like, oh shit, and
Mhm.
then when he goes back to that plane heist sort of thing,
Yeah.
and he was fighting himself, I was like, that's brilliant.
Yes. And
That's
all the movies I've seen, like you develop a way to predict like what's gonna happen in certain movies, and
right.
I love when movies. Like Enemy, it's just like you have some of the
Another good
shit
one.
is happening and you have no idea what's going on, but
Absolutely.
it keeps you intrigued and it pushes you to think further after the movie.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel
what
like
good
when a
movies
movie
do.
is really unpredictable like that, you have to think about it more.
but it really makes sense.
Yes,
It's not
and
just
it makes sense.
unpredictable for the sake of being unpredictable.
Right.
And it really comes together in this movie.
Yes.
In a way where when you do understand what's happening, you're like, oh shit. Like,
right, and you can think about like things that are happening in that movie and look at like theories and stuff and come up with those.
That's what's
and
so
it's just
fun
great.
about this shit.
Right.
And that's what makes this movie, I think, you know, really worth it. And I think it might turn into one of my favorite Nolan movies. I don't know.
Definitely.
But I was really impressed with this one.
Right. It was great. But that looks like we've hit the 15-minute mark. You know, we've got a couple topics we want to talk about today, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. What should we talk about next?
Well, I have a couple things written down. We could get into the NBA.
We could. I don't know if you're ready for that conversation yet, though.
I'm ready. I don't know if you are.
I don't know.
Or we could rank the Batman movies.
We could.
Or we could go over the DC fandom stuff.
I say save the DC fandom for last because that is going to it's the bulk of what we want to talk about. You know, they give us a lot of things. So why don't we get into the NBA? I'm ready. All right, King James came through last night. You already know. Rockets take round 1 once again. Hope we can run with it this year.
The fact that you're calling him King James.
The real King James.
Hold on now. Can I just explain to you guys what this dude said about? He posted on his Finsta. He said, "I'm gonna read.
This man's gonna read my post. Okay.
I'm gonna read the whole thing. Asterisk comes. It's quiet, fellas. Another first round done. On to LeBron, and he gonna be LeBronning away once the real King James walks in the building. I love you, baby Harden. It's time to get a chip finally. Rockets in 7. Quiet. You know,
I stand by that message.
You know what? I'm glad that you are, because I'd like to address a couple of things. For one, King James will forever. I just need to clear. King James will forever be LeBron James. James Harden does not hold a light to LeBron. Lakers in 5. Rockets might get 1 in, but they were lucky that they beat the Thunder.
Yeah, no. Okay. I knew it was gonna happen from the beginning. Y'all kept saying, "Oh yeah, Thunder's gonna win. Thunder's gonna win." Yeah, no, it's quiet for that. Clearly,
I thought it was a toss-up. I mean, I knew it was gonna go to 7. I called it would go to 7, and you know what? I'm really, really excited to see. I'm excited
to see LA and Rockets. You know.
Oh yeah. Okay. I will say this. I think it will be a better series.
I do believe it'll go to 7, and I do believe that the Rockets will take it. Not by a long shot. It'll be a couple points, you know, just like this. But
no.
Y'all don't know.
It's okay. No. The Lakers. The Lakers will beat the Rockets, and I can't wait to see that first game so we can talk about it next week. And I know the Lakers are gonna win, and I just can't wait to see your thoughts.
I just don't know. I don't know if I can get behind that.
We really, when it gets into elimination games, I'm gonna try to get a live reaction from you so we can maybe post it.
Okay.
And see the heartbreak in Houston yet again, because they do this every year.
This guy preys on their downfall.
I don't found anyone's downfall.
This man is the biggest Houston hater of all time.
I'm not a Houston hater.
I've deemed this man the Harden hater.
Yeah, because you know what? I hate Harden. There, I said it. I don't like him. Stat stuffer, and that's it.
You are lost.
Chokes every time when it matters.
You were probably one of the same people that called Russ a stat patter back in the day.
I like Russ more than Harden, mostly because of his fashion sense. But Russ does not look good, especially in the last playoff series. I think he'll be better.
Yeah, Russ didn't do much. He threw the game. It would have been Rockets in 6, but Russ wanted to throw. He sold.
No, I mean, guess what?
They should have passed the ball to Harden and let him shoot that 3 and win. It's quiet for Russ. He better show up in this LA series.
I don't think he will.
I think he'll put the Hall of Fame clamps on LeBron. Keep him
in
check.
He'll have some great numbers when it doesn't matter.
LeBron won't be able to get.
You guys are down by 30. That's when he'll start playing well. But but yeah,
AD won't be able to get the
congratulations, I
basket.
guess. I remember we just got out of Tenet and
we were watching the game in the parking lot.
Yeah, we didn't even
The
watch
last seconds, the last few seconds.
We were looking at the updates.
That shit was on fucking. Oh, it was on like
Oh,
5 seconds for the longest time. It was on 5 seconds for 10 minutes. Not even 5 seconds. It was
like
0.5 seconds.
Just to have this terrible last play.
Right. I actually saw a post about that. They were like all those timeouts for that play.
Yeah, that was rough. I was heartbroken.
I was a little confused because at the end there was apparently a foul called on Houston, and OKC was in the bonus. But when they resumed play, they came back from a timeout, and they passed it in, so they didn't get a free throw shot. I was a little confused.
So what I'm hearing is Houston didn't deserve to win. And
no, I'm not saying that.
You're literally saying.
No, I'm just saying I was a little confused, but I don't know. Owan was telling me that there was a foul called, but I did not think there was. I thought it was just
to let you guys know, Owan is our friend.
I know. Yeah. Everybody. I'm name dropping people that aren't in here right now. May appear on the show at some point, but these are our friends.
Yes, we should have some guests.
Have some guests, of course.
Also, little segue. Who told the journalist the name? It's not supposed to mean anything. We don't really know what it means. It's just something we've sort of said to each other for no apparent reason.
We've heard it. It was in an episode of Family Guy, wasn't it?
No. I saw.
Oh, you just started saying that?
I saw it from a YouTube video for something. I don't even remember what it was. But we've been saying it ever since with our friend Owen, and that's the name of this for some reason. Yeah, he does. Bloody Twitter. So yeah, it has no real correspondence to anything about us.
Not at all.
That's sort of the name. Are we done with the NBA? Are we still talking about the NBA?
I mean,
what else
we got about like 8 minutes left to talk. I mean, the Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets series.
Oh, that
was kind of nuts.
I couldn't believe that. I wish I would have watched that.
Right.
I didn't
me
really
too.
watch it.
I was keeping up with the scores, but I didn't watch the games. But
Jazz was up 3-1.
It was crazy. They really threw a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Out of this man.
One of like 6 or 7 teams to do that in the playoffs.
Golden State Warriors being one.
Yes, sir. That was heartbreaking to see Donovan Mitchell, because he was really. He's a great player, and he seemed just crushed.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I thought the Nuggets were gonna take that before that series. I thought they maybe in 5, 6.
Maybe.
Jazz, they showed a good fight.
They played well.
Wow.
So who do they play again in this next round?
The Nuggets will be playing. Who are they playing? I don't even know.
I have no idea what's going on outside of like Lakers,
Lakers and Rockets.
Basically, that's all I'm focused on.
Obviously, the Bucks keep losing to the Miami right now is suffering from success. They are 2-0.
I'm surprised that the Bucks went out first round.
What? The Bucks are still.
They didn't play Miami.
Yeah. They're playing Miami right now.
They're playing Miami right now.
Yeah.
I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost on the East. They're kind of like just nothing. It's only the West. All I care about is the Rockets. All I care about is the Rockets.
Why do we even
bother talking about this? Talking about any other teams?
It's not gonna matter. I feel like whoever wins in the West is probably gonna win the chip.
Yeah, the West just has better teams.
Oh, are
to be honest.
the Clippers gonna play the Nuggets? Who knows?
Yeah. I think they are.
Okay, are they? Yeah.
Or is that series? That series not going on no more.
Yeah, I don't really care about a lot of the others.
I don't know. They're gonna end up playing either Houston or Lakers, and they're gonna lose, and the Houston or Lakers are gonna go and get a chip, and it's gonna be Houston.
Well, you said Houston or Lakers, so I'm glad that you're at least open to the fact that the Lakers. I'm not open to Houston winning at all. So period. So at least you're kind of halfway leaning towards Lakers. I'm not at all Houston. So
it's Houston. It's Houston.
no, I mean it's quiet for you. You already.
If I had a webcam, they'd see that flag behind me.
He does have a Houston flag, unfortunately.
With my Vontaze Burfict jersey hanging on the side of it.
That is just
Vontaze Burfict, best player in the NFL, by the way.
All of the players
Just saying.
who lay down their lives playing Vontaze Burfict. They are risking a great deal.
Trust me. If LA gets up at all in this series, I got Vontaze Burfict on call.
Oh my God.
He will go help out Harden. Help out baby Harden.
Shut up, man. Oh my God. I pray that Vontaze Burfict can get with Houston and just break some kneecaps against any team opposing him.
Yes.
Wow. Well, that was really great.
Right. Well, I mean, we're down to about 5 minutes. You have anything else you want to talk about?
I really don't. We've pretty much ran the Lakers and Rockets into the ground at this point. I feel like we've talked about them.
I have no idea what's going on anywhere else.
We have no idea. We don't really also care.
Right. Everybody else is going to lose.
Our friend Roger does. He cares about every team for some reason. He knows everything. But he
does know. We ought to get him on the NBA podcast.
We should.
You know, like a news news station.
We could bring him as a correspondent, and he could talk about the NBA.
When they pass it to the weatherman, pass it to Roger. Just give us NBA news.
NBA man. That's perfect.
But yeah.
Look, we're evolving with this podcast already.
Right.
Crazy. Okay, so do we want to? I guess. Well, the reason why I brought up maybe ranking the Batman movies is because Nolan had a Batman trilogy and a Nolan movie came out, and you haven't seen all.
And we recently watched Batman.
We recently watched Batman '89 and
learned some new things about it.
It's just bloody Batman everywhere, mate. It's just crazy.
A new need for Batman rankings after watching that movie. It caught me by surprise how disappointed I was in the movie, despite the fact that I do like the movie.
89.
Yes, I like 89. I like it a lot. It's enjoyable, but
I enjoy it.
Some of the things in that movie had issues.
It's a little dated.
It is dated. It is very dated.
Look, we're talking about Batman 1989.
That's almost 30 years ago.
Yeah. I think it is 30 years exactly.
Almost.
Look, when that came out, that was like it was a turning point for comedy.
It was great for the time.
If you look at it for the time and respect it for what it is, I think it's pretty damn solid. Now though, when you compare it to all the new Batman stuff,
what threw me off most about it was seeing the wires. When Batman flies on in, you can see the wires that are attached.
Wires, yeah, that is. I never even noticed.
And he never. It's so weird how he moves because he doesn't move his head. He wasn't able to actually move his head in that suit.
Well, I watched a video on this, and that had been a problem back in the '90s for Batman. And it wasn't until the Nolan movies where they were like, "Hey, we should probably fix this.
We should probably separate the head and neck. You know, maybe." That's a thought.
But yeah, look, I really enjoy the movie because I just watched the hell out of it when I was a kid. Jack Nicholson, I really enjoy his Joker, even though it's definitely not the best anymore. Yeah. But if you're looking for a really fun comic movie,
honestly, I have to be honest. The man who played the younger Jack Napier in that movie would have been so much better as the Joker than him. He looks exactly like him.
I mean, we don't know anything about his acting chops, but if there was anyone,
the Joker has always been this lanky, almost mousy, ratty.
Yeah, if you go back and watch
this man, Jack Nicholson is he low-key big in that movie.
Yeah, he's in his 50s. This is post Shining, post One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He's really
He's
sort of
old already. First
he's
off,
old. Yeah.
old and
But he brings the energy. Like I will say, he
oh yeah,
brought the, and it's a fun performance. You can tell he's having fun with the role.
yeah.
And I personally like Michael Keaton a lot as Batman.
I think he's a really good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean he's really personable, I think.
Yeah.
But if we're ranking Batman movies.
Yeah.
We need to figure out. Okay, so are we including Batman v Superman? Because that is basically a Batman movie.
Yeah, we can.
Because
It can go at the
Superman
bottom.
has like 30 seconds of screen time.
It wouldn't. It doesn't even compare to the bottom of the barrel Batman movies.
No, it's better than
It's
a
so
couple,
much.
so-
It's actually so much better than most of those movies.
Right.
Let me say, at the bottom, I'm not gonna put Batman and Robin
What the fuck? What are you?
because that movie is enjoyable to watch. It is a fun time.
You know what? You might have won me over with that because
It is a fun time.
like but you have to watch it with friends.
Oh
or
yeah.
it's not as fun.
I mean, if you're
just
looking at
watching
it from a critical movie standpoint,
it's the
it's
worst.
not. It's terrible.
It's the worst.
It's awful.
Are we including? Have you seen the Adam West Batman movie?
I saw a little bit of the show.
Okay.
I never watched the
Well,
movie.
we're just not going to include that movie.
I don't think it counts to me.
Yeah, we won't include it, but it is sort of.
However, dude who played the Joker, best Joker ever.
Cesar Romero, where you can see
Yes.
the mustache over his makeup. Yeah,
Of course. He
that's-
couldn't even shave his mustache for the role they had to paint over.
They could have at least dyed the mustache green
Right.
because all the rest is whatever.
Took a little creative liberty.
So I'm just gonna name off. I have them all pulled up. I'm gonna name off the movies that we're gonna include.
Okay.
We're gonna include the Nolan trilogy. That's
Mhm.
obvious. We're gonna include Batman 1989.
Yes.
Batman Returns. That's the one
Yes.
with the Batman and Danny DeVito. We're gonna include Batman Forever, which is Jim Carrey.
Oh,
and
of course.
we'll include. We will include. Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And have you seen the Lego Batman movie?
I have not seen the Lego
I have.
Batman
It's
movie.
actually quite fun.
Is
but
it?
we will not include
Is
that
it?
either. Yeah, it is. So.
And then we got Batman v Superman. Of course.
Yes, Batman v.
Should we
Superman.
include the Justice League?
No, because what's the point when that's just gonna be at the bottom of the barrel?
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably worse than the worst Batman movie.
And that's not even the actual Justice League. That's not even the actual
Right.
movie. So why?
We gotta wait on the Zack
Make it a
Snyder
better
cut. We gotta do a review of the Snyder cut.
We
when
will
it
have
comes out.
a special edition Snyder Cut talk because
special reaction? Question mark? Live reaction?
that would be actually really fun. I would totally be down for that because that's a big event coming up next year. So
Yes.
that'll be. So we want to rank these movies. You want me to start off? I can start off.
Yeah, you go ahead and say what you think your bottom tier is.
Okay, my bottom tier. Looking through all of these.
How many movies are there? We gotta have like a number.
There's 8. I think. 8. Yeah,
8?
Nolan trilogy.
3, and then 4, and then
Yeah,
BVS.
and then Batman v Superman. Yep.
All right. 8.
At the bottom of the barrel for me. I mean, I guess I gotta go Batman and Robin. Yeah, because it's a fun watch, but I don't think I can put it over any of the other ones. I really can't.
I have to say Batman Forever, probably the worst.
There's something about that movie I sort of enjoy.
I don't think it's that good. First off, I forgot it was a Batman movie as a whole, and
It's not a good movie.
It's not. It's not. And they had Jim Carrey for what? Why?
They had Jim Carrey to come in and play the Joker. He was not playing.
Yeah, he was not playing no Riddler. Come on.
He was making jokes and laughing the whole time. And I love Jim Carrey, but not in that capacity.
And I did not like how they changed up Two-Face.
They should have had
Changed the
Lando,
actor.
man.
Yes.
They should have cast Lando.
They should
He
have
would've
kept
been-
Billy D. Williams.
He would have been great. I would have loved to see that.
Right. It would have been great to see him in the Two-Face character.
Absolutely. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure they were planning on that, and then Tim Burton got fired, and they recasted everyone. So
Yeah. We got who as Batman?
this is Val Kilmer.
Val
I think
Kilmer?
he does a pretty okay Bruce Wayne. he's pretty forgettable as Batman.
Yeah. This is just a forgettable
no-
movie as a whole.
No one remembers him as Batman. It's mostly the Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones performances that people sort of
Yes.
clown, and rightfully so.
Clown.
But it's
They
a
clown him.
but like, look, it's a colorful movie, but I
Mhm.
don't think it necessarily works within the Batman universe. I like a darker, more gritty Batman.
Yeah.
I don't like the comedy.
It's
Uh,
it's not Batman. You know.
it's not adding comedy to it.
The comedic childish shit is not Batman. You know.
Right.
That's
it's
what's so
supposed
good
to be
about the
dark.
Dark Knight trilogy is it's so dark.
Mm,
Like it's real gritty and real. You know.
absolutely.
Feels so much more real. It doesn't look like it's pulled straight out of a cartoon.
Exactly.
And that's literally that's literally what it looks like. It's so neon and colorful and
Yeah, I mean, but like even the Batman animated series is
Right,
fairly dark,
right.
and it's more comic book accurate.
yeah,
This is just wacky and crazy for no real
Right.
reason.
on some Willy Wonka, Alice in Wonderland type shit.
Really, it's like an acid trip.
Yeah,
Watching
honestly.
these last. Is next on your list? Is it Batman and Robin?
Next on my list is not Batman and Robin.
Holy shit!
Next
man.
on my list
How-
is Batman Returns. I just
Damn, I like Batman Returns.
I don't vibe with it.
Look, what I like about the first two Tim Burton movies is they're so overly exaggerated. Like, the
Mhm.
Penguin is like a real morphed penguin dude, and
Right.
Catwoman is like a real Catwoman. The Joker has a real smile on his face. Like they're very sort of and, like,
literal.
I think the world that he made for those characters works. I think like it all fits within that, and it's really dark. Batman
Yeah.
Returns is darker than '89.
It is.
Um,
It is.
But I don't get as much enjoyment out of it as '89 or any of the a lot of the other ones. But I
just-
am putting over Batman. and Robin.
I never found myself going back to watch it multiple times.
I don't either. I don't
know.
really read that one.
All right.
Um,
So
so next
we
is-
unanimous?
please tell me the next is
Are we
Batman.
unanimous? That's the bottom. bottom
No. My bottoms are Batman and Robin, and then it's Batman Forever for me,
Oh, okay.
and then it's Batman Returns.
Then Batman Returns. All right,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to put Batman and Robin at third from the bottom.
It's
Was
ridiculous
that
that
Six?
is not the
Number
worst
6.
for you.
Look, it's enjoyable. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
You
It's
should
just fun
really-
to. It's fun to clown it. You know.
It is. It's fun to watch with friends.
It is not a good
it might be
movie.
the most fun Batman movie to watch with friends.
Yes. It might be the most fun Batman to watch. Period.
It is enjoyable in that sense.
It is a fun time. It is a fun time.
But
I will not say it's a good movie. I'm just
it's not.
personally, I like it. I like it.
There
I
are
like
so
it for
many-
how
we should
bad it
really-
is.
We should really review that for an episode.
We
like,
should,
Both of
we
us
should.
rewatch it because it is
Yes.
pretty ridiculous.
I've been saying we need to rewatch it. We have to.
George Clooney is.
George Clooney is weird.
It's basically just a parody. It's a parody of
Yeah,
itself,
it really it doesn't tie into the universe at all.
but not in a clever way. It's
Right.
funny because it's.
It's
They
funny
make
because
all-
it's stupid. The
Yeah,
nipples on the bat suit.
Yeah.
For what?
Ridiculous. Arnold Schwarzenegger is pretty hilarious in this.
Yes, I feel like he came to play a comedy character.
Oh yeah, he goes all out, and I have to give him credit. He's a very
Oh,
colorful character that
Yeah.
is just ridiculous in every way.
It's just
Um,
the punchlines
yeah,
that
I
he
say
has.
it's ridiculous. It really
It's
is.
like why?
Uh,
The first two movies were so dark, and then they have this.
Poison Ivy is cringy.
Yeah,
He is Bane is
Bane
he
is-
looks great.
yeah, he looks
But
good, but he
he-
acts dumb.
He
For what?
when you see how they do Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, which I would argue is probably the best part of that movie,
Yeah.
and you compare it
He
to
had the
Batman and
best
Robin, it's
performance.
night and day.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
It's just like
That's
he.
funny.
I feel like they just like took a look at all the characters, and were like, oh yeah, this person acts like this, and this person definitely acts like this, without actually like seeing how the character actually is. You know.
Absolutely.
Like I
Absolutely.
feel, and that goes with all the characters in that movie, including Batman and Robin.
100%. But well, the thing is though, what do you have next? Because this is when it gets
What do I
interesting.
have
I
next?
feel like all the other ones are pretty.
Batman Begins.
Wow, you're putting BVS over
I'll put
Batman.
BVS over Batman Begins. I
Okay.
think it was okay, but it was just set up for really.
Yeah,
It wasn't its
I
own
do
movie,
enjoy.
definitely.
I do enjoy the origin. Like I think they did that well.
Yeah,
Uh,
they did do it good, but I
you
feel
get to know
like,
Bruce Wayne a little more, which a lot of movies don't really do for you. Um,
hmm
but I don't really dig it that much either. I don't.
yeah, it's because it's the setup for the next movie. Really, The Dark Knight is the movie of that trilogy.
Oh yeah, that's not even a question. And I've seen
It's almost
some
like
people are
Batman
really
Begins,
high on
right?
Batman Begins, and
And
some people have put it over The Dark Knight, and I just never understood that.
I don't understand. And
Um,
it's pretty much it makes more sense as a prequel than really the first movie in the series, in my
I would
opinion.
agree. I would agree. Um,
That's what
and
it feels like
I
to
don't
me,
like
at
the
least, because I
scarecrow in
find
that.
myself watching The Dark Knight so much, and The Dark Knight is so good.
The
I
Dark Knight,
really count it as the first movie.
it's one of the most watchable comic book movies of all time,
Right.
and I think it's just because, he, like,
It doesn't
all
feel like a comic book movie though.
it doesn't,
It
and I think
feels
that's what has
like a
going.
real life thing that could happen.
It feels like all of these things could happen in real life,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. I mean, that's what Nolan set out to do with these movies, and I think he really succeeded in that aspect. Is that it feels very grounded and real.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but okay, so you have Batman Begins there. I'm actually going to second you and put that next too because I actually enjoy PBS more
Yeah.
than Batman Begins as well. I didn't think
Definitely.
I would say that, but I actually agree with you.
All right.
Um,
Top three. Top three.
so, uh,
Are
yeah,
we?
so
Are we on the top three?
yeah, well, yeah, so
Yes.
we
Yes.
placed BBS over it.
Okay.
Well, let's cover that a little bit. Talk about Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. He was really good as Bruce Wayne, especially. I feel like he was probably one of the best Bruce Wayne characters we've ever seen.
I would.
And his Batman was good too. Can't even lie.
I love Ben Affleck as Batman, and I really wish we could have seen a solo movie from him.
Yes.
I feel like if we did, and it was with a different director, not Zack Snyder,
it would have been so much.
I think
so
it
good.
probably would have been right on top of this list for me.
Yeah.
Because his Batman is the closest I've seen to a. The suit is just so great.
Yeah.
It's gray. I love
it's just Batman.
It's a comic
You
book.
know, he says
Batman.
it just screams. His character just screams Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's he's the warehouse scene where he just beats up all those guards.
Yeah.
Is one of the best Batman sequences,
Oh, right.
action sequences I've ever seen.
Definitely.
It's great. I love him as Batman.
If only the movies that he were in were not so
Right.
mid.
And I actually do I quite enjoy BVS. But that is another discussion. We can get into BVS some other time.
Oh, wait a second. This is top 4. I forgot
Right.
all about Batman 89.
Well, yes. Yep.
So we still have yet to place that.
And I think
I think it
well,
goes after BVS.
I would
No,
I
it
put
doesn't.
89 over The Dark Knight Rises.
I think I would too. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll put it over Dark Knight Rises.
89 is higher than I would expect from
Yeah,
you.
yeah, actually. It's only because Dark Knight Rises is so long, and Bane is great, and I feel like there are a lot of things great about that movie, but there are a lot of things bad about that movie too.
You can feel Bane's presence as a
Oh
villain.
yes.
And like, I know they were planning on bringing Heath Ledger back for the sort of third movie.
Yeah,
And that
and it kind of
would've
changed at the last second.
It would have been incredible to see that, and I think.
Right.
But the trilogy does feel a little incomplete without
Without that.
the resolution to that sort of storyline.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Obviously, it's understandable. What were they gonna do?
Right.
Um,
Are you gonna bring him back to life?
right.
Like,
Rest in peace, Heath. He was a great actor.
rest in peace.
we can get we obviously we're gonna dive into the Dark Knight in a bit, but
Of course.
the Dark Knight Rises it's very long.
It's long, and I honestly I don't dig the nuclear bomb thing.
I don't
I feel
either.
like it's such
You
a
don't.
cliche type like threat, you know.
Yeah, I do like how, I do like the ending to it a lot, like how Alfred just sort of sees him uh, just sort of chilling in Paris at this restaurant,
Right.
and turns out he's just sort of living his life after everything that
Right.
he'd been in Gotham. I don't love the Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul
I don't.
stuff.
Oh,
I was never really
the way
that.
she died was
It is.
one of the most
It is.
ridiculous death scenes I've ever seen in a
It
movie.
is. It is. I never noticed that. I actually just
I
saw
just,
a video of
yeah,
that.
I seen that in a post, I think, and I was just
That
like,
is,
wow,
I
that
never
really
even
happened in the movie.
realized that. Like, what even is that?
Right.
Um, Also, a lot of it is sort of old Bruce Wayne putting around his house,
Yeah. Not a
and
lot of Batman.
it's Batman's not in it a whole lot. I
It's
think it's
more of a
one of the
Bane
best.
movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite part of it. Tom Hardy is
He does a
amazing.
great job.
And he got ripped for that.
Yeah.
But what I will say is like, you know, um, like
He was good.
it looks. I think it's one of my favorite looking Batman movies. Like there are so
Yeah.
many great shots, and it looks super awesome. But that's not gonna, you know, pull it from me. I expect more of it out of a Batman movie, but I think it wraps up that trilogy in a way that is
Yeah.
satisfying. Still, I just have quite a few problems with it, in my opinion. Um, but
Well,
yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable, but I don't watch it a whole lot.
right. On to the next. Gotta definitely say,
We sort of
uh,
talked 89 already.
yeah.
But
We've already really talked about it a little bit,
yeah,
but
and obviously that's our second.
I mean now we gotta talk about, for me personally, what I actually like about the movie.
Well, yeah, lay it on me,
Because
man.
is this second?
Huh?
Yeah. So this is second place.
Yes.
Okay.
Second place.
I'm having a hard time keeping track here. I
Yeah, really.
do really like how Jack Nicholson portrayed the Joker here.
Yes.
I think
Yes, sir.
it was fairly good, you know, and it tied into the fact that he's like a I like how he was like a gangster in this movie.
It's a really fun performance.
Right.
And he is
Some of the stuff that he
suited up.
does,
He is
yes, he
fitted
is
in this.
fitted.
It
That
never
suit,
takes a back seat.
the drip
Best
doesn't,
Joker
it does.
style, I'd say, in any movie.
Yes, definitely. I mean,
He looked.
Heath Ledger had some drip. He had some
He had
drip
some
drip.
drip, but
But it
Jack
wasn't
Nicholson,
on the
it was
level.
the
It wasn't on
variety.
the level.
It was the variety of
Right.
fits
Oh my god, the
is
fat
something.
that he
I
had in
know
the
when he
museum.
goes to the museum, it's crazy.
Yes.
Um,
And the music he played in that
the
scene.
Prince, he loves his
Yes.
Prince,
He loves his Prince.
which is always good. Yeah, it's a fun comic book movie, and
Right.
I have a good
It
time
was
watching it.
it's a fun movie. I will say
Mhm.
that.
Absolutely. It sucks that everything after it sort of got progressively worse.
Right.
Until
And we
Nolan
didn't
came
get a
through.
good thing until The Dark Knight, really.
The Dark. Yeah. So you want to get into the Dark Knight? I think this is sort of
I
what
do
we've
want to
been
get into
waiting
The Dark
for.
Knight. I do want to
Um,
get into this movie is just one of my favorite movies of all time.
yes.
It's top 5 of all time.
You love your Dark Knight.
I love this movie. You know, it's so dark and gritty and real. It brings you into like this. It's like they filmed this in the next city over. You know, like
Oh yeah.
it's almost like it really could
That's a
happen.
good point. Mm-hmm.
It's like
Heath Ledger. If Heath Ledger were not in this film,
it
it would
would have not been
be-
as good.
it would not have been as good, and I reckon it would not be very high on this list
Yeah,
because I think that he really brings it together for me, and I think he excels it to a level where it is timeless in a way that it will be held up on a comic book movie pedestal, and not just a comic book movie pedestal. It will be held on a movie pedestal
Right.
as just great achievement in film
Oh,
because
definitely.
Joker's character is so. He's one of the greatest,
It was Oscar worthy.
and he won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
That's the role of the Joker is so good because
right.
he's such an interesting villain,
and there's so many different things you can do with it because there's so many different things that they have done with it in the books and shit.
That's why multiple people have won Oscars for playing that role. If you can bring something new to it, you have a good chance of getting a lot of praise for it because, you know, I think Heath Ledger's sort of philosophy, you know, the Joker's philosophy in this movie is awesome. When he burns half of the money, that seems genius because that shows
he doesn't care about all that.
He doesn't care, and he's just doing it to fuck around with people.
He said man don't care about all that right now, bro.
Hey, really, that's what's so fun about his character, though.
Right.
Is that he just doesn't care and he's just doing it because
he just loves to raise hell, you know.
Absolutely. And I enjoy Christopher Nolan, and it's probably not Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale. Probably the one I enjoy the most in. He doesn't overplay it, he doesn't underplay it. I think he's just right.
He does a good job. He does a great job.
What do you think of Two-Face? Like I know a lot of people always mention the Joker, but what do you think of Two-Face?
He was pretty good, you know.
I actually liked him a lot.
I did like him.
He's gonna get overshadowed by Heath Ledger.
That's the only problem with him is that he was in the same movie as Heath Ledger.
Right.
And he could have shined if he had his own movie.
I agree.
Because he did a great job.
That scene with Heath Ledger when he dresses up as the nurse and he's in the hospital, he's so methodical and he's just
insane.
He always talks about he's not a man with a plan, but he's probably planned out every single thing that he's ever done in that movie, which is so.
It all seems calculated, you know.
Yes, he's very calculated. He's probably the smartest character. The Joker's probably the smartest
villain of all time.
Because he can't best Batman physically, which is why he has to find ways to outsmart him mentally. And, I think
and Batman's already a smart motherfucker.
He's the best detective in the world.
Of course. So to outsmart him is just insane.
Exactly. Well, that was not organized at all. How we did that.
But we have our ranking.
So you can just go back and figure out.
I will rank it. I said Batman Forever, then Batman Returns at number 8 or 7, and then Batman and Robin at number 6. Batman Begins at number 5. Right. BVS at number 3.
Yes.
No, 4. I can't count. And then Batman 89 or Dark Knight Rises, Batman 89, and then The Dark Knight at number 1.
Right. I had Batman and Robin at the bottom. Then I had Batman Forever. I believe after that I did Batman Returns. Then it was Batman Begins. Then I had Batman v Superman. Then I did The Dark Knight Rises. And then Batman 89. And then
we basically had the same top 3.
Hold up. Actually, I'm going to put Batman v Superman over The Dark Knight Rises because I enjoy that more than The Dark Knight Rises. You can. I'm not gonna read the comments, so you can.
I won't. I'll let that sit. I'll let that sit mainly because we're at
fit. I already feel bad about that. What I just said.
Yeah,
but
you should.
I like Batman v Superman. We can talk about it later. That is.
It can be talked about at some point, but we are at 54 minutes right now.
Oh, wow.
Coming up on our hour time limit, right? Yeah, that took up a lot of time. We stopped talking about the NBA at like 25, 30 minutes.
Done with the NBA.
We were done with that quick.
After like 5 minutes.
After we found out that neither of us really pay attention to the East or the rest of the West. But yeah.
And look, we both. I mean, he's one of our favorite superheroes. He's an incredible character. I
Mhm.
personally prefer Superman. I really like his character, but we can get into that later. But Batman is and his movies are really good for a reason. That's why
Oh yeah.
uh, we sort of wanted to rate him. So I guess we can talk about the DC fandom now.
This was supposed to take up the bulk.
Right. Well, hey, this is our first one, so we can take
we
up.
can probably extend our time a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, actually, hold up. Before that, I would like to at least acknowledge this. I know it's sort of been some time.
Yeah.
Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah.
That was really
Heartbreaking.
unexpected. Um, he was a great. I mean, obviously we didn't know him, but he was a great
Phenomenal actor.
person. He went to hospitals and helped kids with cancer. Little did
Yes.
we know, he had cancer too, and you never really know what someone's going through. And he left on a great legacy. I'm glad that people got to see themselves on the big screen as a superhero for
Right.
Black Panther. And I really don't want to look forward to see the future of Black Panther yet, because I think it's too early for that. I think
Right.
right now
we need to let that set.
yeah.
how it is
So anyone
right
who's
now.
doing that, maybe just sort of ease up on that and
Yeah.
kind of marinate a little bit. But I just wanted to bring that up because that was obviously a big piece of news last week.
Right.
But yeah, really heartbreaking. Unless you have something to say, we can move on to DC.
I think we need to do a better job of seeing that you don't know what other people are going through, so just,
Absolutely.
ease up on the internet talk,
Mhm. Absolutely.
because especially for someone like him who didn't want to be so open about what
Which
was
I really
going on.
respect. I really do respect that.
Right. Because you don't need to see every aspect, and I don't think everyone's aspect of life should be opened up to the public, all the time.
Because celebrities aren't,
They're people too.
a glimpse into their lives, but you don't know them like you
Right.
think, as much as you may want to. I mean, that's just
Yeah. I mean, if
they are.
you can want to know them, but remember they don't know you, and you don't know them, and they like their privacy.
Exactly.
So just
Well, I'm sure the internet's gonna listen to us.
of course they
Because
will.
so many people listen to this. Listen
So
to
many
this.
people even know that this is coming out. Right
But yeah, we have not done any promotional things for this.
Nah,
We are just sort of
you had the Instagram poll asking what we should call it. I did a little bit. I streamed, so there's a VOD on my
Okay.
Twitch channel.
That's good. That's good. We'll grow. We'll grow
Yep.
in numbers. We're aspiring to be the Weekly Planet
Esque type.
esque. Yeah, we love those guys.
Right. Shout out them.
Yeah, they're the goats. But DC fandom now. I feel like we've put
DC
this off.
fandom. We oughta.
We oughta.
What do we talk about first? I mean, it's so much.
I think we should
stuff.
save Batman till the end because
Yes,
that's
that's
sort
the
of
biggest,
that's the big one.
big one.
Um,
We could talk about the games coming out.
So yeah, Suicide Squad game looks
Kill the
pretty sick.
Justice League. Looks
Yes.
dope.
I think that's a great idea for a game.
Mhm.
Like that'll be fun.
I'm glad that we
Trailer-
have a DC game that branches out of the Arkham,
Right.
Arkham concept.
Yes. I have been waiting for that.
Right.
And it looks really fun. It seems like the characters are going to be really fun. Captain Boomerang is going to be crazy to play with. It looks like he'll be
Yeah.
a fun character.
He looks fun.
I like that they're putting King Shark in there. I feel like he'll be a cool character.
Hmm.
But really, we don't know that much. I mean, they didn't even show gameplay, so this is obviously in development still.
Right.
But we got a little trailer, a little glimpse into what basically the general plot is going to be: kill the Justice League or the Suicide Squad. Like that's what that is.
I'm excited for it. I might play it.
Yeah,
Voice
I'll
crack a
definitely
lot
play it.
today.
It looks like Brainiac is going to be sort of controlling the Justice League.
Yeah, I'm interested to see him. Haven't
Right,
seen him in a lot
yeah.
of things.
Yeah, well, he was in Injustice 2. He was sort of the boss, but
But he
I
was
feel
some
like-
mid. He was some mid.
he
In
was.
that game.
I was quite disappointed with Brainiac in that game.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do him some justice here. I mean, I'm guessing he'll be the boss in this too. You'll
Right.
defeat
Yeah.
the,
It
and you're
looks
not.
like
I doubt you're going to actually kill the Justice League. You'll probably like sort of knock them out, and they'll sort of just be, taken away.
I hope we kill them.
I hope that would be.
It would be
this
interesting
is
to see.
in the Arkham universe. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
If they
kill
just
off Batman.
kill
We don't
off
need those Arkham games no more. All right.
Right.
Cancel Superman.
We also just want to touch on this real quick. Gotham Knights. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that.
Gotham Knights. I did not see the trailer for that, but I saw a little bit of it.
There's Red Wing. Jesus.
Red Hood and
Red Hood,
Nightwing,
Nightwing,
Robin,
Batgirl,
Robin and Batgirl. Yeah.
Robin. Yeah. And it'll be a 2-person player game. It looks like it'll basically be an Arkham game, but with playing as Robin.
Yeah, I do like the co-op features that they're coming out with these two games.
Yeah. I would be excited to play as Red Hood or Nightwing. Like those are the two.
I love games that you can play with friends. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
like,
I think that's sort of the selling point for it too.
Like co-op games are just the best.
If you get to play the story with another friend online, that would be
dope. That would be dope. That stuff usually you don't see in games.
Right. Yeah. So like that's an interesting idea, and
yeah.
I feel like that would it could be fun. I'm gonna wait to see another trailer until I decide if I'm gonna buy it or not.
Right. And speaking of co-op games, just on a side note, there is a game called Pacify, and it's a horror game, and it's co-op, and I played it before with friends on stream, and they're coming out with a new update, and I'm looking forward to playing it again. Hopefully on stream. I'll have my it's a co-op horror game, and there's like certain tasks you have to do to get you're like kind of like CIA type FBI people, and you're supposed to bring in
sounds pretty dope.
You're supposed to bring in these specters, or like one of them's like a ghost girl type grudge type person, and another is a crazed old farmer that likes to eat chickens and people.
Sounds lovely.
So, but yeah, they got a new map coming out, and I'm looking forward to playing it on stream. I'm gonna have my stream in the bio, the link.
I'm gonna have to watch that too.
In the description, of course, and you'll have to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll narrate.
Yes, sir.
That'll be fun. Yeah, we should definitely make sure.
Of course. So it's a good time.
Yeah. So I guess that's all the games for DC. We didn't get a full-on Suicide Squad sequel trailer. We got sort of like behind the scenes.
Yeah, and we got like a just a look into the filming and shit over that.
I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, I think is it gonna be like a reboot or is it a sequel?
I feel like it's sort of a light reboot from.
Yeah, isn't Deadshot a different character?
Deadshot is not in this. They got Idris Elba to come in and play Bloodsport, I think is his name.
Bloodsport.
Yeah, it sucks that they lost Will Smith because I did like him in the first Suicide Squad.
He was great.
Idris Elba's he's a good addition.
Yeah.
John Cena's gonna play.
Cena's gonna be in it.
I think he'll be actually really funny. He's actually a pretty funny actor.
Yeah.
There's like 1 million people in this. It's gonna be a huge team, which means I think more people are going to be subjected to die in this.
Right. And Margot Robbie's coming back as Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Right.
Which will be she's a good.
And
Harley
she's
Quinn.
great. She's great.
She looks full on Harley Quinn in this. She has this like the Arkham suit. I think like she has like a full on Harley. She has the full on Harley look.
Right. Yeah, I always thought her character was great for Harley Quinn.
No,
so
she did a good job.
Yeah.
I think
I still have yet to watch Birds of Prey.
We gotta watch. Maybe you know what? Maybe we can watch that and we can review it the next episode or something. Because Ewan McGregor's in it. It looks like it's gonna be really good. So we'll have to watch that. But it looks really colorful. This movie. It looks like it'll be really fun and artistic in a way.
Right. I'm glad that they didn't drop a trailer, because I feel like that's what they did wrong with the last Suicide Squad movie. Is they dropped a trailer way too early in development, for them to figure out what they were gonna be doing.
They dropped a
with the
second
movie.
trailer and it looked
And they were night and day,
It
literally.
looked like a completely different movie. So yeah, I'm glad they're taking their time with it. They got the director from Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a great sign.
Oh, fantastic.
He's great with team up sort of movies and superheroes and anti-heroes. So it'll be a fun movie, and I think it looks like it'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
Definitely. And Snyder Cut? Snyder Cut's coming out?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
It looks like a completely different film.
Yes. Yes, there's no CGI CGI no mustache.
Yeah.
Hashtag
He's
CGI
a
no
normal
mustache.
Normal human being. Steppenwolf looks better.
Darkseid looks early.
Yeah, I think
he needs more work a little bit
by any stretch.
Yeah. Didn't they say how much of filming is done for this one?
I don't even know. I have no clue how much she's done. I mean, obviously,
it should be all done actually. The filming at least.
Oh yeah, well
maybe
the filming,
the CGI needs.
They're done with the filming. I think he's touching up all the extra scenes they did. But one thing I will say is, I'm excited to see Cyborg in this because what I've heard is, he's the heart of the Snyder Cut, and Joss Whedon just totally ripped him out of.
He seemed like such the biggest background character.
In
the other Justice League movie. Yeah, and I was looking forward to seeing a live action Cyborg because all we've gotten is the Teen Titans. So
you should probably move. But
you should probably move.
I can't. I really hope that's gonna be in the movie. But yeah, I mean, there were some scenes with the Flash that looked really interesting, like he's in a different dimension or something. I'm excited for that.
It just looks so much better than what we got.
And I'm excited to see Superman in the black suit. He looks sweet.
Oh yeah, Black Superman.
I think the tone in this will be a lot more balanced, and it's gonna be a straight up sequel to BVS, is what I'm thinking.
Good.
I don't want it to be light and funny and one dimensional. I want Zack Snyder, if this is his last sort of rodeo with DC, I want him to be able to finish it off the way he wanted.
I want it to be good. Like how I wanted Logic to go out. I wanted him to go out on a good note, make a decent album.
He did. To give him credit,
he did. It was pretty good.
Well, I remember you talking about it when we saw the original cut of Justice League. When you watched that first scene,
it was so ridiculous. It looked like a child had done it.
Yeah, and I've seen people on the internet
they've made better ones,
and they made it look better. Right. So what the fuck, WB?
Like how?
It's ridiculous how bad that looked. Because I remember you said you thought, oh, this movie's gonna be shit. Off of that.
It's just
like first scene. Because you're distracted. Like it's actually distracting.
It is very distracting.
And I love Henry Cavill as Superman, but damn, that was just terrible.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it looks like there's gonna be no CGI mustache, which is great.
Good. I'm glad.
And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think I'm really excited for this. I think it will be better. I don't know how much better, because it still is Zack Snyder and it's still his vision, and I don't exactly agree with his vision of these characters we love. But
it'll be good to see his continuation of his own series.
It'll be good to see his vision brought to life the way it was.
Anything else?
Well, there is Wonder Woman. We saw that trailer.
It looks alright.
I love the first Wonder Woman movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
They
have Cheetah for the first time in a movie.
Looks like a character from Cats. I don't like that.
I never saw that movie. I heard it
good. It's not very good, but Cheetah looks not great to me.
She looked a little weird.
She looked weird. I am excited though, just to see Wonder Woman back, because I do like Gal Gadot as well. So
the first movie was really good. So I don't know. We'll wait and see.
We'll see. Not much to say on that really right now. Yeah. But I guess without further ado,
we got to talk about Batman now.
Batman,
of course.
We were on our way to Easton, and I remember showing you guys the trailer in Owen's car.
Yeah.
And I am so excited for this.
I'm hyped. It looks great.
The song in the movie is really well done.
I'm glad it was really well done trailer. Like that got me hyped.
I've watched it like 20 times already. It's
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson. I have been with him. Everyone's like, "Oh, he was in Twilight."
I
I've been
don't.
with
I mean,
Castle.
I am a big believer that actors can go outside of what they're known for.
Absolutely. Look. He was like a kid when he started.
Right.
That. Like, he didn't know any
It's
better.
unfair to judge an actor based on the role
Exactly.
that they're most famous for.
And guess what? We watched all three of these movies together. We watched Good Time together. He was amazing in that.
He was
We
great
watched
in
The
that
Lighthouse
movie.
together. He was great in that. And then we
Yes.
watched Tenet together, and he was great in that. So he's on a streak right now.
He's good. He's good.
He's a great actor. I think he looks fucking sweet as Batman.
He
And
does.
what I think is this looks like a fan made trailer that like the fans wanted to see because it's like everything
It
you
looks.
want in a Batman
It's.
trailer.
It is everything you want, and
It
I
looks-
feel like it's gonna be everything you want in a Batman movie.
Absolutely. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Hopefully.
And what I'm seeing is like that guy in the trailer who's like talking and who had the duct tape and stuff. I think that's the Riddler.
Is
So
it?
they're obviously going a really dark sort of serial killer vibe to the Riddler, which I'm really excited
Which
to see.
I hope is good, because you've seen so many people take on interpretations of the Joker, but you don't really get a lot of
I know.
creativity, like artistic liberty in
And
other
Batman
characters.
has so many great villains.
Right,
and,
he's got
you know,
some
I
of the
think we
best
may be
villains
a
out
little-
of any hero.
We may be a little jokered out right now.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of jokers. and I think
Especially
that-
coming off of his own solo movie.
Right.
I think we need
like,
something else.
I want to see, obviously, eventually him show up in this universe with Robert Pattinson, but just not right. Not right now.
No.
I'm totally open to seeing what this movie's going to be.
Right,
It
I wonder
looks
if it'll
really
tie
cool.
in
I
the
don't
two
know.
movies.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to be its own thing,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with. This looks almost more realistic than the Nolan movies because this is Batman Year 2.
But-
He's already Batman, but he's still not. He's still sort of getting used to everything. And
Let
it
me
looks like. What were you saying? Go ahead.
No, continue your thought, and then I'll go on.
I just think it looks like when he's going into that crime scene. That's what I heard was that's the first time the police are letting him on to the crime scene as Batman. So he's very early on in his career. His suit looks like it's sort of put together.
Yeah.
And he's still sort of evolving as Batman. So I'm really excited to see that.
And I will say this though, think about it.
Mhm.
Bruce Wayne's parents died in Joker, right?
Yes, they did.
Robert Pattinson kind of
Is
looks like a.
is that your segue?
Listen,
They
no,
died
listen. He looks like that's my segue. They died in Joker, right? So
So
Robert
they're
Pattinson he looks kind of like a young Batman. This is a young Batman. He's Year 2.
Yes.
I feel like there is room to bring in Joaquin
I
Phoenix
would
here
love Joaquin
because
in-
he would be older, but not too much
Well,
older, you know?
we've
Because Bruce
seen
Wayne's a
in the-
kid in Joker,
Mhm.
so he looks about 30s, maybe late 20s. Early
I
30s.
hate to just break what you just said, but I'm pretty sure they confirmed they're not related.
Are
Like
they? Did they?
I don't think they are. Yeah, I think they did. The director of the Batman, I'm pretty sure, said they're doing their own thing and they're not related. Although I wish they were because I love the castings for that.
Yeah, they were. I think.
And I think
I don't know. I
could
think it
make
could
it
work.
work.
It could work.
You could make it work. Maybe they'll change their minds. Who knows? I mean, I don't think Joaquin is the type of guy to do a franchise type of 6-picture deal. I think he's like one and done type of guy. So
That is true.
we'll see. I mean, it seems like he really likes doing that character though. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. But honestly, when he fucking beats up that dude,
Oh yeah, that
He
I
says-
just went nuts for
and he
that.
says, "I'm vengeance." No one has said that in a live
Right.
action Batman movie yet. And that's like his
it's
whole thing.
original. And I
It's
love it.
great. I liked everything about it. It looks like it'll be really well done, really well made. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this. This is probably going to be my most anticipated movie of next year. I'm ready, man.
I'm
It
ready
looks
too.
intense. It looks brutal.
I can't wait.
Great casting for everyone.
Definitely.
Commissioner Gordon looks good. Catwoman looks good.
Who plays the Penguin again?
Colin
Colin
Farrell.
Farrell.
Yeah, he has
That'll be
major
interesting.
prosthetics on though.
Yeah,
He
big
doesn't
time.
look like him, but he I think it'll be really good.
Isn't
He
Andy
looks,
Serkis in it too?
yeah, he's playing Alfred,
Yeah,
which I think will be an interesting sort of, because we've seen sort of the same Alfred in every Batman,
right.
pretty much.
They really look the same.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I mean, I think Andy Serkis will be a little more rugged, a little more, but I think he'll be good. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see that interpretation.
I can't wait.
This is gonna be incredible, I think. In hot take, I think this will be the best Batman movie. I think it'll be better than Dark Knight in my book.
I think it's too
what
early
I
to say
want.
that. To be honest.
Look, that's just what I think. And I'd love for them to bring in a Robin eventually in this universe.
Yeah. I think it could
Red
happen too.
Hood, Nightwing, something like that.
They
I'd
oughta.
love to see them finally do that.
I mean, the last time we got a live action Robin, it wasn't exactly
Yeah.
the best, most serious Batman movie of all time.
And I get a lot of David Fincher vibes from the trailer, just how it looks. He was a director of a lot of different movies, but really excited. Looks really dark,
Me as well.
which is what we want. And really excited for this movie.
Right.
Um,
Do we want to move on?
Yeah, I guess we can move on.
I think I'm finished. We covered everything in the DC fandom, right?
Yeah, I think we.
Yeah.
For the everything that we
That we've seen.
about really.
And, I care about.
Look, we're big DC guys. We like Marvel, but
this Avengers game coming out, I don't know how I feel about it.
I've heard some pretty so-so things about it.
It's pretty mixed from what I've heard, but
gameplay, it doesn't look very fun.
Yeah, it just looks like another superhero game.
It looks like they took all of the MCU actors and just made them look a little bit different.
Right.
It's like discount Mark Ruffalo.
like Walmart Mark Ruffalo.
Right, like that's what these characters are. It does not look very fun. And I won't be.
I probably won't be playing that. No.
I mean, they got.
Yeah. I'm more excited for DC games than Marvel games for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Spider-Man was really good.
Spider-Man was great,
but
and I'm excited for Miles Morales.
Definitely. That game looks dope.
But overall, DC has Marvel beat.
Yes.
Honestly, in my opinion, character-wise as well.
Right.
But that is also another topic.
What else can we talk about? 2K21 comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
will you be getting it?
I haven't played the beta of that.
I didn't either. I thought I tried to do it, but I've been playing on my PC a lot, so I haven't really gone onto my PlayStation like ever.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. I feel like
I did go on there to download the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered because I really do want to play that.
They have.
It was free. It was free. I don't know if it still is, but it was.
Oh man, I love the MW2 campaign.
Yes.
The Call of Duties. That's my jam.
That's like number 1, number 2 campaign.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get 2K. Well, you guys are gonna get it on PC, aren't you?
No, I'm going to probably get it on PS5.
Oh shit.
Okay, 2K on PC is just the worst experience ever.
Yeah, because I definitely get it if I can play you guys, but I don't want to get it if it's just gonna be like.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it. Wait to get it for PS5. I mean, by then everybody will be legends. But
right. No, I'll probably do that too because, I'm excited for it. I'm also excited for the Madden as well.
I'm excited for Madden. I'm gonna have to try and see about getting that.
Yeah. I think I'll definitely get Madden. I always get Madden.
Madden games are just fun.
They are, and I beat you every time.
Quiet for that. It's quiet for that. Y'all can go peep some streams.
Yes, you can. Anytime
I believe I still have that. I believe I still have that clip from when we played 2K, and I scored that buzzer beater full court shot with James Harden. Oh my god, that was insane. That was
honestly
insane.
Tragic.
I think I still have that clip. I don't know.
Dead in my life. You remember my face, like you.
I remember that. It was like, oh my god, how many seconds were left?
It was like 3. I don't know, less probably. Like point.
Got that. It's just that's why he's the real King James.
No, you played a video game. Chill out. We're gonna have to cover the NFL a little bit too.
Yeah, once that starts up, if it starts up, is it starting
Yeah,
up?
it is in a couple weeks, but who knows how long that'll last.
Right.
Yeah, we'll cover the NFL. We also didn't really cover music this one, but we'll definitely do that.
Not a lot really came out.
Yeah,
That's
well, I know
worth
the new
noting.
Jaden Smith album came out, but both of us are we're not
Yeah,
really.
I don't really. I'm not big into Jaden Smith.
I think he's all right. Not my favorite.
He's okay. Yeah, he has some good
but
songs.
maybe we can find like an album to listen to.
Yeah.
At some point. But I guess if you want to wrap this up, maybe.
I'll say we can move into our recommendations.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Basically, we just thought maybe we could just end each podcast with sort of recommendations of something we've watched, listened to, read. I don't know, anything really we've done. So yeah, Alex, if you want to.
Yeah, I'll definitely start it off by recommending Tenet. Go watch that.
Yes,
it's a mind blower. It's really good. I cannot wait for my second watch.
Mm-hmm.
What else can I recommend for movies? Dark Knight. Of course, if you haven't seen it, you're probably been living under a rock for your entire life. Yeah, who are you? I don't know you. But yeah, and in terms of music, you know what I've been listening to a lot lately is Baduism by Erykah Badu.
Yes, I love me some Erykah Badu.
Oh my god, such a good album.
That's like an artist I feel like we both really like.
Right.
Erykah
Badu is just unmatched.
We have some different views, but with Erykah Badu, man, she's just that great like 90s R&B.
Right.
Artist.
Just that great feel.
It's a great feel, yeah.
Something else I could probably recommend is give me 1 second. I'm looking at my Apple Music here right now. If anybody's wondering what I'm doing while I'm doing nothing. The Memories EP by Val came out a couple years ago, but it's a really nice EP. Listen, you know, it's very vibey. Stuff like that.
I think I heard you talk about that earlier.
Yeah, and the No Pressure by Logic, pretty fair retirement album. You know, it was.
I
good.
Still have to listen to that.
You do have to. You do
really have to listen to that album.
I think it's a big step up from his last few projects, which have been some shit.
They have, and the fact that I've listened to Supermarket more than I have his new album is really upsetting because I hate that album.
Yeah, Supermarket is some garbage.
I'm gonna listen to that new Logic album for next week, so I can talk about it maybe.
Yeah, definitely. But do you have any recommendations? Because I think I'm through.
Obviously, recommending Tenet, of course. I think that's a big recommendation from the both of us.
Yes.
Really good. Really enjoyed. Maybe we can go back and sort of, if we see it again, maybe we can give our thoughts on it again.
Yeah, and give us our second see thoughts.
Yeah, sort of our second viewing sort of thoughts. I really enjoyed Tenet. And Alex, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a film major, and we watch movies.
Oh, really?
And
do you watch movies?
I watched this movie from the 50s for my first class, and it's called Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock. It's actually a really, really good sort of thriller. It's really well paced. Jimmy Stewart's great in it. You see the start of a lot of tropes from that sort of movie that movie sort of created, and it's definitely a must watch if you're a big film buff. If you really like movies, I'd highly recommend it. It might turn out to be one of my favorites, sort of from that era. But really enjoy that movie.
Yes.
I'd like next week to get into some Tarkovsky talk, just me gloating about how amazing of a filmmaker he is. But I'll do that some other.
I did like that movie that you showed me for what I was awake for.
Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky, which is like this Russian movie from the 70s.
Whole lot of nothing going on for the most part.
It's to immerse you in the world, Alex.
Whole lot of sleeping on my part.
Alex fell asleep. Yeah,
I fell asleep. It was like I can appreciate it, but it was just not my cup of tea.
I feel like if you were in the right mood for it and we just
Yeah.
sat down and watched it,
If
I'm sure
it
you.
probably wasn't so late in the night and I already hadn't slept a lot before that.
In other words, most people fell asleep. But I
Yeah.
was really good. But yeah, definitely recommend Tarkovsky if I have any film lovers out there. But
Yeah.
music wise, I've been listening to a lot of Brockhampton lately.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know me, I'm Childish Gambino's my favorite person of all time, so that's always a dub.
Mhm.
And Clipping by the artist Clipping.
Clipping by Clipping. Classic.
Clipping by Clipping.
It's a classic.
Great album. It's really experimental.
It's a
it gets
classic.
really fucking hyped. Really
Yes.
great stuff on there. And then of course the Hamilton soundtrack because I'm
No, we will not be recommending the
gross,
Hamilton soundtrack.
gross.
It's
theater.
good, but it's like, why listen to it outside of seeing the play?
I love it so much, Alex. That's why
That's
I'm a
like,
huge music fan.
It reminds me of when I was in band listening to the show
Oh,
before
Alex, we saw Hamilton live, and you cannot tell me that's not amazing.
Yes, it was great. It was
Incredible.
great. It's just
so-
like, why?
Because it's so good.
Why
Alex.
listen outside of watching it though?
You should try, huh?
Why listen to the soundtrack outside of watching the play?
Because it's fucking good, dude. Like you should re-listen to the soundtrack. I think, because I bet you'd find shit that you. Really
I'm not saying that it's bad at all.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just not the type of person to listen to music from like musicals and
It certainly
movies and
has a
stuff,
different
you know?
impact when you're watching the musical live.
Yeah.
But I still think it has a lot of value just listening to it as just the musical itself.
It is good.
Yeah, you know. Well, you're not a big musical guy anyways, so
Yeah, tried it. And
I'm sort of getting into that. But yeah, that's what I'd sort of recommend as of now.
right.
Have some more next.
Oh, I could also recommend a movie based on my major. If you didn't know, I am a finance major.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm into money, and The Big Short, I believe it's called.
Oh,
With
did you watch that for?
We had to watch it in financial math, and
I
loved
watched
it.
it for that last year in financial math. It's
That
a good
movie is so good, so good. Steve Carell, yeah,
Just the way he talks in that is like
he's just the best.
kind of
Steve
funny.
Carell is just great. Period.
He's great. He's just naturally the funniest.
Yeah,
person.
he's just naturally funny.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling's in that too. I think. I know there's a bunch of famous people in that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. If I don't hear a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it
So-
came out. I don't know, like
Came out a while ago.
5 years ago. Yeah, there's just constantly lots of stuff happening to keep you interested.
Right.
I would say there's always
And it
someone
makes
talking
it
like
makes stocks very interesting.
Yeah, and that's hard to do. So unless
Right.
you're Logan Buffers, so
Yeah. This man Kayden pops into the Discord one day. We're talking about stocks and getting our money up, not our funny up. And this man's gonna leave because he's bored.
I literally just left. I couldn't say like he'll be talking about I bought stocks in 2.0 Microsoft, and I don't.
It's just how you just said that. It's just beyond
care.
me.
I just I don't know. I
Alright,
don't.
Kayden, get your money up, not your funny up.
Wow, how long have we been? How long is this?
We're at an hour and 28. So I mean, I guess we can make our episode an hour and 30 minutes. You know.
Hour and 30 minutes. Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, was fun,
Any
guys.
last thought? It was a good time.
yeah.
You know.
We're doing this weekly, like maybe every Thursday or Fridays.
Yeah, something like that.
Just
Every
expect
Thursday
that.
or Friday.
And if no one is listening to this right now, which is a
Then you're
fair
wrong.
possibility, then you're bloody wrong, mate.
You're
Sorry
just
about it.
wrong.
You're wrong, and we're right. We're just gonna keep doing this.
We're on the right
regardless.
side of things. We're on the right side of life. And you're not.
History has its eyes on you. That's a Hamilton.
Quiet. That's probably gonna wrap it up for this week.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's good.
tune in weekly, of course. We're gonna have Thursdays, Fridays. Look forward to special episodes. We'll have special episodes in here. We'll have special guests. Don't forget to tune over to my Twitch channel. I be playing games,
Yeah.
sometimes, and it features Kayden sometimes. You know,
Every once in a while, I'll pop in.
every once in a
You'll
while we'll be
cameo.
able to play some Among Us.
That's the one game.
We do have to do that more.
Yeah, especially since there's
They
like
got the new update. The new update I
Yeah.
heard is pretty good.
It'll be fun. Yeah, well, we should
But,
maybe do it tonight. Who knows?
Yeah.
Uh,
But anyways, that wraps it up for this week. Hope
this
y'all
has
liked
been
it.
Who Told the Journalist? Bloody Twitter.
Bloody Twitter. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
See you guys.
See ya.